Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from Skiessentials.com.
And I'm Matt. Happy Friday.
Matt, thanks for joining me. Welcome back to our Top 5 Fridays ski industry news videos. I probably don't need to say it, but that's not Bob. Bob's still on vacation. Matt and I were trying to figure out if we've ever done one of these together before, and we weren't sure. So who knows if we have any Top 5 Fridays compatibility. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
And the other thing that I feel like unfortunately goes without saying is we do not have a published 2025 ski test just yet. It's pretty much all kind of on the development side, like the real behind the scenes back end stuff. That's what is not quite finished yet. All the videos are done. Everything's written.
Yeah, you've been killing it. Just
all ready to
editing
go.
like crazy.
Yep, you've been helping a lot too. Particularly in the past couple days, so thank you very much. And yeah, I would say that it'll be out next week. I guess I don't want to say that with like 100% certainty, but what I will guarantee that you will either have the 2025 ski test or the first 2025 ski comparison next week, and there is a possibility that you will get both. But I will guarantee that you will get at least one of those things.
That's a pretty good deal to me.
Perfect.
Either or both. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Hope they are too.
Are we to assume that you are a reflection of our audience and customer base in general?
Yeah. Why not?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm there with you. So yeah, look out for that. We will definitely make an announcement, and we're actually going to do something a little different this year. We're going to put together like kind of an about the ski test video because we've never really done that. And there is a lot that goes into it and a lot of nuances and intricacies that I think are probably unique to how we run the ski test compared to other operations that do similar things. So we'll put that video out like the day before the ski test goes up. So when you see that, you'll know that the ski test is coming, and we'll definitely plaster it all over social media and stuff like that too.
Wow, so possibly 3 videos in 1 week.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just keep moving the bar up. I love it.
Yeah. with little certainty. But I will guarantee that you will get something big and exciting next week. And then after that, we're just right into it. So I'm excited.
Sweet.
And then the last piece of kind of housekeeping news. Today is the last day for the 10% outlet sale that we're running right now. So that will end like tonight at midnight. So if there's anything from past years that you've been eyeing, now would be a good time to make that purchase. And then we're still offering that free phantom treatment for any 2025 ski or snowboard, which people are taking advantage of.
Totally.
For sure.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic deal.
Yeah.
So
I feel like last week I maybe misspoke in like some weird way of saying that it'll make your skis faster on top of the wax that you already use, and then corrected myself and like said that it'll actually increase the duration of the effectiveness of your wax, which is more accurate.
Yep.
And I wonder if people took that as like me talking negatively about the product, and that certainly wasn't the case at all. I've used it a bunch. I have it on a bunch of my skis.
Same,
so.
Yeah. No, I've not noticed any disadvantages of having it.
It's more I was just protecting myself from saying something that might not be 100% accurate. So, anyways.
Not a bad thing to do.
Yeah. We took some pictures in there yesterday.
We did.
Turned the lights on. Yeah.
That's cool.
Phantom
Looks
cure
like a
boxes
lab.
are cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
They got
it's a
that
little
like
science lab in
blue light. Yeah. And I think we do more phantom treatments than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we hold that record.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
I have found, though, if you are phantoming a touring ski, don't be surprised when your skis don't stick.
Your skins?
Your skins don't stick right away.
Oh.
You have to ski them like one run, and then you can put it on there.
Yeah, because it does like leave that little like kind of residual like film.
Yeah, even when we scrub it at the very end,
Yeah.
it still has like a little bit of...
Yeah, you gotta like kind of ski it off.
Yeah. It was funny. I bought a pair of skis, phantomed them, got a pair of skins for them, and then tried to put the skins on and cut them, and they didn't work, so I returned them as,
Defective skins.
And then I skied them one day, and then I tried again with another pair, and I was like, oh, this makes a lot more sense.
That's a great piece of information, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm sure our audience is going to take that and apply it to themselves. You ready to get into the news?
Yes.
So first topic of the week, we got news that Powder has sold Killington and Pico, and they have also put Mount Bachelor, Eldora, and Silver Star Mountain up for auction. This one kind of hits home for us. We're not in Killington. We're hour and a half north of Killington, but we do have our shop down in Killington Basin Ski and Sports. So yeah, Killington and Pico have both been sold together as a single entity to two local pass holders, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe one of these, like they're not just like locals off the street. They're both like established businessmen, but I do think it's cool that they like have personal stake in the mountain, like they're skiers themselves, and they care.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare in the ski industry for a resort of that size in particular to be sold back into independent ownership, like from like corporate ownership.
Totally. And I bet they bring the right perspective
I
because
think
they
so.
were a customer
Yeah,
for a while. So
exactly.
they know what it's like and they know where it wants to go.
Yep.
Or where they want it to go and maybe where the general populace wants it to go. So
Yep, and generally you're a little bit more agile when you're kind of in independent ownership.
Yep.
So we'll see if that changes anything. As of now, we don't expect much to change. Operations don't seem like they're going to change. The World Cup will continue. Plans for village expansion are still on the table. They're doing all that work to infrastructure right now to make it possible. So the future of Killington, I would say, is bright, and we'll see what happens. Now, excuse me, what this also, I think, begs the question of why and what is Powder doing? If you're unfamiliar, Powder owns Woodward. They own and operate Woodward. Woodward is getting bigger and bigger, like as action sports become like a little bit more legitimized, like pretty much everything's in the Olympics now.
Yep.
And there's a lot more money behind it. They also own Sun Country Tours, which I was unfamiliar with, and is a like whitewater adventure organization. I assume mostly guided raft trips. And then this part I think is particularly interesting. Back in January, they bought a contract to operate the concessions at Death Valley National Park. And in May, they acquired the same contract to operate the concessions at Zion National Park. And my initial reaction to that, and it remains my reaction to that, is that seems like a really good business model.
really good business model and a good pivot. Like it's almost like a plan B that's going to be as profitable, if not more.
I bet more
Yeah.
and less risk.
Yeah, 100%, especially with climate change and everything. Like they still have a couple of resorts in Utah
Yeah.
and Colorado,
Yeah.
which is a pretty safe bet for the time being. And then, they're getting rid of these.
I can just
Small
only
ones.
imagine that like a concession stand at a major national park like that, or like the whole concession contract just must be extremely stable.
Totally.
I could be wrong. I don't know that much about national park tourism, but that's just my instincts.
Well,
So,
the contract is for 10 years, so
Yeah.
it's got to be pretty stable
you would think
for
so.
a contract to be 10 years.
Yeah. So, anyways, the big news here is that Killington and Pico have new owners effective immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens if anything happens.
I mean, especially with that new base area that they're putting in,
Yeah,
it seems like they are set up for success.
I think so.
And I think it's going to turn into like a Vermont's version of like a Tremblant
I would
style
love
village. I think because it's that close to Boston, it's going to be
I would love
really cool.
Would you
Really cool.
say that Stratton is the closest to that right now?
I've never been, which is very strange.
Fascinating.
Yeah. But
I would say that Stratton is the closest thing to that right now, at least
Okay.
in Vermont. Shout out to Sugarloaf, too, for having a relatively cool but small village area.
haven't been there either.
What?
But I have two friends that both grew up skiing there. They have houses there. And from everything I've heard, it's amazing.
Sugarloaf's a really cool little culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get you out more.
I know. I'm from Western New York. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Next time you've got a plane ticket to Whistler, I'm canceling it and diverting you to Sugarloaf, Maine.
Sounds good.
A second topic of the week, New York's big Tupper ski center is officially headed to auction. I would think it's fair to say that most people were hoping that this didn't happen. Big Tupper was effectively shut down in 1999. We've talked about this before. I won't get too into the details of the last, 25 years. But the town was hoping to reacquire and reoperate or begin operating the resort again by simply paying off its tax debts. The court has ruled that the 240-acre property has to be put up for public auction. This is to basically get as much money as possible for it to pay off the sitting lien holders. Mm-hmm. So, a little bit of a disappointment for locals, and this is far from over. There's still a lot to determine.
Yeah.
So, kind of a bummer. I don't really have anything else to add.
Me neither. Bummer. Because, I mean, like, I feel like if the locals got it back, then they would ensure that it stays
an asset for locals.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an optimistic person.
I think the people that bought Killington should buy that.
Maybe they will. I loosely floated to our owners that it wasn't this mountain, it was a different one, that we should buy it. And I don't even think I was met with a verbal response. I think he just walked out of the room.
It's a big ask.
So I don't think that's going to happen.
It's a tall
Sorry,
ask.
everybody. Third topic of the week. This one's very interesting, in my opinion. Tech entrepreneur Mike Paulus has made a substantial investment to the U.S. SkiMo Team with what they are calling Project Podium. Ski mountaineering will be in the 2026 Olympic Games. There's currently not that much financial or like infrastructure support for the sport. With this investment, they were kind of a big thing is that they were able to hire Sarah Cookler as the head of sport. She is the first actual employee for the U.S. SkiMo team. Mm-hmm. Cookler herself founded the Silver Fork SkiMo team out of Big Cottonwood Canyon, so she has a lot of history and experience in the sport and basically taking athletes through the funnel or the pipeline, so to speak. And I wrote down a quote from Mike Paulus here because I had this same question. Why? I assume Mike Paulus is a SkiMo participant himself, or at least a fan of the sport. Mm-hmm. And his answer was, I invested in USA SkiMo because it's an organization at an inflection point. The combination of impressive new leadership and the Olympic opportunity provide a once-in-a-generation opportunity to grow the sport at an elite performance level and mass participation. I would only slightly question mass participation ever happening with ski mountaineering, but who knows?
Who knows?
And that depends on how you define mass participation, but I totally understand where he's getting at. Like, you could have it be in the 2026 Olympics, have it not be that exciting, not have much financial backing, and it could just fizzle out.
Yeah.
And I agree that this is its inflection point.
I mean, I hope that Noah Dines is on the team.
Is he a SkiMo racer?
No, he's more like an endurance person, I would think. And I actually know a little bit more about the Olympic setting for it. So they're doing it's like a flash race. Like it's a quick one. It's not like an endurance one.
Yeah. And then they're doing a relay too.
And a relay. And I think that the endurance part is probably the more core SkiMo thing, but that's so hard to televise because it's over such a long distance. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
It's going to be really interesting. We've talked about that, the style that they're going to do in the Olympics before, and it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I, as a former Nordic ski racer, cannot help myself but question how much different than it'll look than like the 50K Classic race.
Right.
And I hope it looks a lot different. But anyways, I thought that was really interesting, and yeah, kudos to Mike for helping out some young athletes.
Someone's got to give him a shot, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
And then last topic of the week before we get into edits, the New Zealand Winter Games kick off today. These are kind of like the mini Winter Olympics. I don't know if our esteemed colleague Matt McGuinness coined that term or if that is something that people often refer to the New Zealand Winter Games as. But yeah, it's like a mini Olympics, and it's also kind of a nice appetizer for winter for those of us here in the Northern Hemisphere.
Love it. Yeah.
Yep. So some details here for you, Matt. From August 23rd to 26th, that's the whole duration of the games. We have a free ride event from the 23rd to 26th. I think it's like a level 2. Do you know the ratings?
It's a 2-star.
Right? 2-star.
2-star. Then there's a 4-star.
And then at the Remarkables, there's a 4-star from August 24th to 29. Then we get giant slalom and slalom from August 27th to 31st. And then we've got slopestyle and halfpipe August 26th to September 8th.
Sweet. I'm pumped that we get it in August. Like,
Yeah.
I've been dying for some skiing content and get me juiced up and ready to go.
Yeah, totally. I think that's what we were getting at
That's
with
the whole point.
The appetizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really going to get you excited.
Yep.
Yep. I'm excited. Also, speaking of half pipe and the Olympics, shout out to Nick Gepper and his desert training facility.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
He showed me that today and I could not believe it.
Yeah. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Nick Gepper's Instagram. If you are Nick Gepper yourself and you're watching, big thumbs up. I really like what you're doing. And if I can come hit your rollerblade quarter pipe thingy, just let me know.
Me too.
I'll get on a plane. I've got rollerblades. I don't think Nick Gepper watches our program, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, look, I brought an extra
missing out.
piece of paper.
We'll probably find something to write on it.
I don't
Something
think
to
I'm
talk
gonna write
about.
anything on it. And then, yeah, lastly, we've got our edits of the week. So first up, well, I guess we're right into ski movie trailer season.
Yep.
Which is a great place to be. And first up, we've got Matchstick Productions' Calm Beneath the Castle. Seemed like you were pretty excited about this one.
Yeah, big time. I've always been a big fan of all the Matchstick movies since I was a kid, and their lineup of skiers for this one is pretty awesome. And just where they're going, I'm pretty stoked on this. Should be sweet.
I have often found that it's a little bit of a tongue twister, Matchstick Productions.
It's a lot.
There's something about the cadence of saying it.
Yep. There doesn't flow.
Yeah, I don't know
as
what
well.
it is. But
It's
I
not
always,
like level 1. I mean, that's
Right.
much less, but it's...
but I always feel like I need to I want to give them the full credit by calling them Matchstick Productions rather than calling them MSP.
Right.
Way off topic. But speaking of level 1, the second edit of the week is the trailer for level 1 Wasteland. I would say that it's fair to say that Matchstick Productions and level 1 have become very different.
Very
In
different.
2024.
Yeah.
And I think you could say that they've always been very different, but like thinking back to, how old are you?
24.
So when you were like 2,
No, I'm not.
you're not
I'm
24?
26.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So when you were like 4, because you probably remember them,
Yeah.
because you were 4, not 2,
Yep.
they were like closer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Having
yeah.
like grown up watching every level 1 and every MSP movie. But yeah, I feel like now they're very different, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think level 1 really took it and ran with it with the urban skiing and full freestyle type
And,
thing.
like-
And then Matchstick was like, all right, we got to pivot and go somewhere else. And I think they both have their place and do a fantastic job at it.
I agree.
You need one to have the other.
Yeah, I also really like that level 1 tends to focus on like lesser known athletes.
Yeah.
And really give them a spotlight to like show what they can do and why they are different and all the uniqueness that can come from different style skiers.
Yeah, and they do super unknown. Like I had a friend that
Yeah.
would participate in it last year, and
Yeah.
like I think that is what skiing needs. And I mean, every sport needs like a grassroots
Yeah.
way to showcase.
I never had a good entry, but technically I entered like 3 times.
That's still sweet. Like,
Should I enter again?
why not?
I should enter when I turn 40.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
That might like give me some sort of leverage.
I think so. Yeah.
Random
It's all about
40.
inclusion.
Yeah, right. Right. Diversity.
Yep.
We don't want to neglect the 40-year-old park skiers.
That's right.
Anyways, moving on. Third topic of the week is Australian drift. Subtitle Skiing in Our Backyard. It's about 10 minutes, kind of focuses on backcountry skiing in Australia. Quick fact from the beginning of the video, I did not know this. Australia gets as much snow as Switzerland.
I had no idea. I only thought that Perisher was like the only place in Australia that gets snow. Like,
Yeah, I
I
thought
lived
that was
that
super
much under a rock.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah. I bet it doesn't stick around as long.
It seemed like from the video it was very corny. Like the
I think
snow
that's what
turned
happens.
to corn
Yeah.
like pretty much right away.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. And please correct me if I'm wrong. And then last edit of the week is Ride to Slide from Stio. Pretty awesome. I like those kind of multi-sport edits.
Yeah, and really, really cool way to experience being out in nature and getting yourself from one place to another. And
Yeah.
it just seems like a really cool experience
Yeah.
to do that.
They always remind me of my Summit County triathlon, which wasn't a triathlon at all, but that's what Bob likes to refer to it as.
What is it?
And I also like used a Jeep Grand Cherokee to get from one activity to the other.
Okay.
But I went skiing and mountain biking and whitewater kayaking all in the same day.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
I thought for sure golf was going to be a part of that.
No, I wasn't really a golfer then.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And that wouldn't be like nearly as exciting.
No, this is way cooler.
And like far less based on nature. Actually, it might have been, I think it was skiing and then kayaking and then biking. And I know I've talked about this before, so forgive me if you've heard this story before. But it felt like I was following the path of the water.
Yeah. Starting
Of, like,
high and then
skiing on frozen water, kayaking on melted water, and then biking on trails that had dried out from lack of water. So I always thought that was fun. And every time I
water
see
cycle.
a similar thing like this, it reminds me of that.
sweet and perfect way to experience it.
Yeah, it was super fun. I was really tired
Yeah, I would
at the end of
imagine.
that day,
That's a big day.
but it was great. And Summit County is one of the only places where you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I regret saying that.
You can do it. You
There's
probably do it around
there's
here.
all sorts of places you could do that. Yeah, you could do it around here. It would be tough, though. You could, though. Yeah. The rivers that time of year aren't. Anyways.
Washington?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like totally. Like
Yeah.
basically like anywhere in California or the Pacific Northwest. So I regret saying
Still
it.
limited, but
Yeah.
can't do it everywhere.
Yeah. Or like other places in Colorado that aren't Summit County. So I'm just wrong, but that's fine. That's it from me. Matt, do you have anything else?
Nope. Have a good weekend,
Perfect.
and that's all I got.
Yeah. Shout out to Bob. Hope you're enjoying vacation. I wonder if anybody found Bob over in Southern Maine because he did. I questioned it, but he did. He provided his vacation location on the last Top 5 Fridays video.
Ooh. People are going to be asking for pictures. They're going.
I was wondering if people were going to be tracking him down on Sebago Lake,
I would imagine.
asking for autographs.
I would hope so.
I asked Bob for an autograph every day. So, yeah. That's it. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.